In traditional Celtic fairy legends, the details of fairy food and diet are extremely important. It's easy to find references to the idea that fairies grow their own grains, that they love to bake and cook, and that they often gift humans these light, bready goods in exchange for helping them. Here it's important to make clear that in Celtic and other European folklore, the fairies are not believed to be physical material beings. They're thought to be magical spirit beings, far more ancient than humans, who possess the ability to manifest themselves in our physical realm and interact with everything here. According to the legends, fairies live on this earth in a dimension parallel to our own, a place called Fairyland.
The elfin folk and the fairy folk did indeed go west. And they went as far west as the Pacific Northwest. Not only did Sasquatch live there in peace and harmony, so do other folk live there, because they've evacuated Europa. The great elfin and fairy forests of England and the black forests of Germany have all left your land. They are now in Washington State. And so the channel would naturally have in the forest of the great, beautiful school, a forest where the fairies can live unmolested, and even has statuaries to them, and has even seen them march right on up to the hovel on one specific night. There is a communion there of a lady and lovely, lovely beings. Never seen quite an elf yet, but have seen the fairy folk. And they live in that limited forest of the great school in Washington State. And somehow she feels a great guardianship, and they trust her as Ramaya, my daughter of 35,000 years ago, who is your channel today. In the school, in this recent 101, was the most innocent, beautiful group of wee people. A little group. The fairies appeared in the field, captured like an orb. When I told you we have more students here than are in this audience, it is true. Just take some photographs. You'll see them like the fairy up here, which you have not paid a lot of attention to, because you think this is camera trickery. It is not. All those fairies came from the forest. Go look, you will see her little shoes, pale green. And why is that? Because all these people heard my teaching on the Council of 13, yes, important, and that one of the entities at that table is a wee little entity, and she's the fairy queen. So I told you her story, and then she calls out her crew, and they appear on the field from the forest. They've always been hanging around the forest out there. We were very blessed to have this little group of beginners who didn't know it all, who didn't think they knew it all, because experience with the philosophy brings pristine truth. Did you know all those fairies appeared on this master teacher's watch stand-up? It says a great deal about who you are. So be that.
The fairies had manifested. And not long after that, we had a Moments with the Master. And the Ram at that event called on me and brought up the topic of the fairies manifesting. And he talked about having been absolutely present with the people and the only desire to have them make contact with the Holy Spirit, that a door was open to another dimension, and it was the dimension of the fairies. So it was quite a beautiful event, and it was a beautiful manifestation, and he actually said it would be the greatest award I would ever receive in this lifetime. And it took me a long time in contemplating that, and I'm still contemplating it. But when we come to the field and we engage the great work in any discipline, you just never know the doors you're going to open. Over here Mike was in the field and I was looking over at Mike and focusing that he was going to manifest his card, just like we do for all these great students. And there were some amazing things that were captured on film. Our beautiful Red Guard Tyson took the camera in, downloaded the photos, and sent them out to the teachers. And it was at that time that we realized we captured fairies.
As a member of the orb team, I would always use the Canon G15 camera to take pictures of orbs. And I would use the settings, the AV or the TV mode for orbs, and then just the auto setting for taking just classic pictures of students doing field work. So I remember it was probably, 11 o'clock at night, midnight or something, and I'm tired. And I'm just clicking through pictures like I always did, and then suddenly I'm seeing something in the sky that I'd never seen before. And I went back a picture and there was something in the sky that I'd never seen before. So I'm clicking through these pictures, I'm like, okay, I've seen thousands of orbs. I've taken so many pictures that now I've kind of gotten a little bit, I want to get the best of the best, things like that. So, but this one was unique. So I set aside all those 6 pictures because I wanted to have Laura look at them in the morning, and well, from there, things kind of took a life of their own. On a PPS, on a personal note, the fairy pictures was for me a result of 2 years of focus. I'd been walking that I'd always been friends with fairies. I had these little metal cutouts, those metallic rusty ones that I'd planted in the garden. Every Christmas I would get presents of little fairy figurines that I would place around the house. So for that focus and over that time, it was really personally rewarding that this manifestation with the pictures of the fairies did come to be, because it was really just an acknowledgement of, as we always say, focus works.
What was most amazing about that event is that I was just in the now. Class 101s are magnificent. They're the smorgasbord of everything you can learn at the school, encapsulated in 6 days. So if you ever have an opportunity to do a Class 101, do it. Just do it. It'll change your life, and it'll help you better negotiate the world we live in.